to someone that I was not expecting to see, and it's Mr. Six from Atlanta.
No way, this isn't Dragon Con, is it?
No, this is not Dragon Con. Why are you here? This is weird.
I must have got lost.
Very
The
confused.
pinball machines is what got me.
The
They
pinballs.
had them there, and I followed it, and I was playing, and now I'm I don't get it.
Yeah, the show's really good. You got a lot of pinballs. Got some video games over there. Got some panels. All right, let me show you around.
Wait, let's go see.
All right, I want to see if I can get my ship captured and returned with one hand. It's gonna be tough. All right, step one, been captured. Oh, I forgot I already died twice. And then the theme of this year is across the gamerverse. So they have these little subsections here. This one's called Bit Fighter. And inside, well, we got Tekken. And then we got Pokemons. Again, it's kind of odd that they'd be in a Street Fighter section, but I don't know, I guess it's fighting, sort of, kind of. Oh, but they do have a Street Fighter 2 pinball. Then we got Area 50 Fun, which has a UFO up there, and a speak and spell with a game called Cosmotrons. Centipede machine, and here's an Asteroids cocktail. I don't see very many of these. And an Omega Race cocktail. Again, you don't see too many of these. Zombies Ate by Neighbors arcade game. Is that the Super Nintendo or the Genesis version? And then here is another section called Pangea Park, obviously a takeoff of Jurassic Park. Like the theming here on the side. Don't go inside, it's dangerous. Heck it, I'm going inside anyway. In there we have an appropriate Jurassic Park pinball machine. A Jurassic Park 3 machine, which is currently being worked on. And here's a Mold-a-matic, Mold-a-rama. Currently has that in it. But these things are pretty darn cool. And here's a table full of completed molds. Pretty interesting ones there. Of course, I find even more interesting than that is just the actual molds themselves. Those are so cool. There's a skull right there. That's kind of neat. Bunch of dinosaurs right there that match the theme of Pangea Park. And here's a couple of back panels. Gargantua, Man's Chinese Theater, Lucky Hotel. And then this Mold-a-matic right there is...
And it did what?
From Disneyland. You're not getting away. You're not getting away. Get back here, my friend.
Hello, man.
How are you,
How you
buddy?
doing?
Good to see you, man.
It's been a long time
This
now.
is my buddy, Sean,
Yeah, you
who
can
has
follow me on the
many
TikTok.
TikToks.
And this is Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin. How are you? And then here's a section called Castlemania, which appears to have a lot of retail stuff in it. That's kind of neat. And also, here's E.T. Letters to E.T. I didn't know about that. That must be a fun book for kids to read. It's kind of like Letters to Santa Claus. I like the Pac-Man lunchbox. That's a must-have. And you know, what they need to have is the Michael Jackson album, but hey, at least they've got the Michael Jackson action figure. And PSP, some Nintendo games here, a couple of loose games. I just thought it was interesting how the box for the Nintendo games is smaller than the 5200 games, but the cartridges on the 5200s are smaller than the NES games. And this is Echo Base Collectibles in Orlando, Florida. So in addition to the Castle section, retail. There's also a whole bunch more here. Let's look at that. See, what I like to see the most at these conventions where they're selling things is stuff you can't get anywhere else. And this is a lot of like limited run games, I believe. And it's just nice that you can get something that's limited edition, you know, or limited. I mean, most of the stuff you can just get online, but this stuff you can't. Well, I guess you probably could, but it's not something you're going to see very regularly.
Hey everybody, this is Sean. I know it's been a long time since I talked to you guys. It's been a long time for me. I truly understand. But hey, this is Greg's channel, Greg's Game Room. Whose room is it? Greg's room. And he's over here playing arcade games, video games. We're over here at Free Play Florida. You still have to pay money. First, to come attend, then you come to Free Play Florida. But one place that you don't have to pay, sort of, is that when you come visit Greg's Game Room, Greg's Game Room, it's free. Except you have to pay. There's no money, there's no transaction, other than smash that subscribe button, baby! God, that's been such a long time.
I think you hit me with your dreadlocks.
Oh my God, I sure did, I sure did. It's been a long time, so that was fun, that was fun.
Called Poke-Reno, I guess? I don't know. Oh, it's got a lot of flippers though. It's not working?
It did one thing and quit.
Uh-oh. You broke it.
Quit.
Why do you keep breaking things, Jeff?
That's probably part of the game.
Oh my gosh.
You hit a thing and it kills the flippers?
I don't know. Well, maybe it's very sensitive on the bumping the table. Here, try it again.
All right, I'll go easy.
Try it again.
Here we go.
There we go. Those flippers are crazy.
She's got issues.
Like the old vintage pinballs that have the like the mechanical scoreboard on there and everything. Those are so cool. Here's one called Hollywood. Well, I guess it's called Chicago Coins Hollywood, actually. There we go. Still one-handed pinball, very hard. I still need a mount for my camera. Stick it on my head. So many pinballs, I'm getting a cramp in my hand. Have you played enough pinballs yet, Jeff?
Almost.
Cramp? How's your hands? Are they cramping too?
I think it's a switch matrix error, either a bad diode or there's a loose wire somewhere. Anywhere else in the game that's causing that one to not work.
I mean, honestly, I went to school for electronics, so this would be like right in my field.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to lose you. Like, I'm going to find the switch matrix. It's a big square rectangle diagram.
Yeah.
And it has rows and columns.
And this appears to be the, I think the front of a pinball where they haven't actually put the sticker on it yet, but it's like got all the holes and the lights and everything in there. They just haven't put it together yet. And then over here looks to be a diagram of the game. It's pretty cool.
Stop. Nobody said stop. Hey, you can't.
You wore him out. You wore him out.
Right now we have the incomparable Billy Mitchell and, in my humble opinion, the father of esports, the man who made all of this possible for us to be competitors, the amazing Walter.
But the whole idea of the cards is that we're making, slowly but surely, a historical tapestry that's commemorating the popular culture of our times, so that future generations will have no question about how all this happened and who the people were who actually made this amazing gaming culture develop and grow and prosper and thrive. Because we are the first generation of gamers, and this is our story.
Centipede was one of many games
that introduced so many of us, myself included, to a world where there was something new, something intimidating, and it was called a computer. It was an awesome game. It was by Atari. At the time, Atari absolutely ruled the world. Everybody either worked at Atari or they wanted to work at Atari.
And this is the brown box, which is not the original brown box, which is in the Smithsonian, but this is the first reproduction of the brown box that was made. So basically this is the second brown box. And there's Leonard Herman. Hi, Leonard. He wrote this awesome book right here called Phoenix. Make sure you check it out. What's that website again?
TheGameScholar.com.
TheGameScholar.com. Make sure you check that out.
Playing the brown box.
Sorry to the dad. Hey, oh, hey, it's up to dad. I'm coming after you.
Guess what? I got almost sight.
Oh, I just pulled you.
You got a curve in there.
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, the English words as the ball's going.
Yes.
Oh, now it's a game changer. Okay.
Oh. I should have told you that.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, how did I do that? I don't know how I did that.
Oh, it is. This is the longest we've gone.
And this is Mark Baer's Table, the son of Ralph Baer. And here's a magazine or newspaper article showing his dad's statue. And then here's a children's book about Ralph. And then here's another book about Ralph. And then here's some barcodes that shows the websites to some scholarship funds, endowments, and things like that. And then here's some schematics. Magnavox versus Mattel. And over there is Warren Davis, the creator of Q*bert, and I just bought his book, Creating Q*bert.
Good luck. Anyone want to take a guess as to what kind of company or what company that was?
Trojan condoms.
The lottery?
That's the postscript, actually.
That's all it takes. Knowing that we're not going to kill today.
Jeez, Jim, I thought I was going to grow a beard.
It's like, da.
Jim, I'm a doctor, not a listener.
Clark always said yes to anyone with a badge or a flag. He gave them too much power. My parents taught me a very different lesson. Life only makes sense if you force it.
There is a horizontal nav view, as you can see, which when I twiddle it, moves my paddles from left to right. There's a vertical control, which moves my paddle up and down. Finally, there's an English nav, which allows me to put curves on the ball.
Rampage was the one that kind of said, okay, we're in a whole new world here. And, well, I did this when I heard the movie was coming out, and Warner Brothers said, thank you for your offer of help, don't call us, we'll call you. But that's another story.
What are some of the places that you have your machines in right now?
Busch Gardens is one of them, Wiki Wachi, Manatee Community Center, Apollo Beach, Universal Studios, Gatorland, Sanford Zoo, Wonderworks, Zoo Miami, just pretty much spread out everywhere.
I would read things about Atari or about what went on, and what was stunning to me was two things. One, how inaccurate it was, which is just what you were saying. The other was how much more interesting and wild the truth was than what people were actually writing. So usually people exaggerate when they don't tell the truth to try and get something, but here's a case where people were actually telling less of a story than was actually there.
I kind of drew the line at the end of my arcade years. So that was a delineation for me because I worked for Gottlieb, I worked for Williams, I worked on a lot of games that are still popular today, so I thought that might be interesting to people. Mortal Kombat and NBA Jam, and a lot of people don't associate me with those games, even though I had a hand in those.
And in some cases, I made up stuff, like the Channel F. It was originally called the Video Entertainment System, the VES, and then they renamed it Channel F. And I was wondering why did they rename it, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And so I just made it up that they didn't want to compete against Atari's VCS.
Another misconception is that people who program can't be therapists. And it's an interesting thing, and I talk about it, everybody goes, really? But you were a programmer, how could you be a therapist? And I know what they're saying, what they're saying is programmers don't know anything about people. How do you think you could do that? But to me, it was a very natural transition. Okay, because the way I think of it is programmers and therapists, we're all systems analysts. All I did was move on to a much more complex hardware.
A lot of what I'm doing for you are tricks I've never done before, so it's going to be interesting. But I think we'll have some fun. I do use volunteers. I do ask for volunteers. There's quite a few. This is my little set because I have no recollection of this. I have literally not rehearsed this at all. But I do have many opportunities for people who want to be involved, and I hope some of you will be involved.
We've got a very special edition of Space Ghost with no Space Ghost tonight.
Thank you. What a lovely intro. Where do you want to sit?
I don't want to sit. You don't want to sit next to me like we're on a bus.
Oh, you got the funk?
I don't. Because I don't want to turn my neck. It's uncomfortable.
So,
Sit over there. Oh, sorry, Marge. George, it's gonna be tough. It's like a couple bulls in the bull ring tonight.
I'll tell you the thing that's going to save you. You'll have plenty of time to be funny. Because right now I got 6 White Castles cut through me like that acid coming out of that thing in the alien movie.
They gave me some notes,
Notes? We don't need no stinking notes.
Most of it is just about your medication, and it appears that you did forget that again.
It's your show this year. The other guy, somebody stole his pants. What is that? Like some weird person that steals costumes?
As a therapist, we have a name for people like George. We call them clients. I did several games. I did Yours Revenge. I did Raiders of the Lost Ark. I did E.T. So, I did Yours Revenge, which is frequently cited as one of the best games of all time. E.T., which I am proud to say one of the worst games of all time. So the truth is, I have the greatest range of any game designer in history. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
And I remember one time my dad was working on the farm, and he's like, bang, busts his knuckles up, and they go, God, you shit! And I'm standing there, going, oh, here it comes, here it comes. And all of a sudden you get this calm, this quiet calm. He goes, get the hell off this farm. And then there's this pause, and I'm like, are you yelling at me? And then I realized, it really wasn't sinking in you, and he goes, you've got real talent, son. Get the hell off this farm. Don't let it suck the life out of you.
When your drive is coming from your passion, that's where you win. So when you get too much like, well, I really have to power through this, I have to do that, when you're saying that too often, you're doing the wrong thing.
So I want to encourage all of you to take these conversations with your friends over the dinner table Thanksgiving instead of arguing about politics, to your kids, to your loved ones. Let's keep this community together and go forward. Thank you very much. Love you.
So cute.
So what do you think, TJ? Happy birthday to ET?
I'm having a VIP ET time.
Yeah.
Where's your party hat, Greg?
It's right here.
Oh, there you go.
Are you enjoying Free Play Florida?
I am, very
Yep.
much so. It's
Yep.
been awesome.
Yeah, you got to play the game though. You got to play the game. It's over there.
Yes, you did it. Good job. Good job. I can at the time if you want.
Yeah, and I'll just keep this one, and then I'll give my other, give the other one.
Hey, buddy. We're coming to now.
Finally, Spectrum has revealed his identity.
Which is he?
It's going to be none other than Brandon Spectrum.
Happy birthday.